music fans? I am back here to do another video. This time, to share uh, some bands that I've discovered while listening to Spotify. Even though I'm not a big on streaming music, I do have a very large music collection. Uh, but I've kind of softened my stance on it and have been listening quite a bit. And the upside is that you'll discover a lot of bands that you were either slightly familiar with or just had never heard of. All right, so here are six bands that I picked out that I've been currently listening to on Spotify that are really, really good, I think. Okay, the first three bands are in fact are related to bands that I already listened to and I already love, uh, mainly Camelot and Brainstorm. Okay, so the first of these bands is Conception. Okay, so and because I've been streaming these, I don't have the physical CDs or albums. I'm just gonna put the cover over here. All right. So Conception is the band from Norway, and the album State of Deception. This is a prog metal, really really good. Here the relation is that this is the former band of the Camelot singer Roy Khan, the band he was in before Camelot and after Camelot. So he left the band and then he returned to it after he left Camelot. The album is A State of Deception, progressive metal with uh, great hooks, fantastic singing from Roy Khan right there. Okay, really high quality stuff and very heavy. Okay, so this is not that kind of prog metal that's way too noodly. It's just right. Okay, the seventh band is a very melodic band called Seventh Wonder, also with relation with Camelot because they have their. It's the kind of like the side project of their current singer, Tommy Karevich, I believe his name is. Okay, this is a band from Sweden, also progressive metal, but much more melodic. Okay, and very Camelot like, as is Conception. When I heard those two bands, first I did not know about the Camelot singer uh, connection, but of course the vocals were very familiar to me, so I looked them up. Okay, so Seventh Wonder and their 2022 album The Testament, which was very highly regarded. It got onto a lot of people's. Well, 2022 is not over yet as of the making of this video, but I'm sure it's going to be on many people's best of lists. Melodic metal, a lot of progressive passages, really good stuff. Third band would be Simforce, okay, with the album Godspeed from 2005. This is the relation here is with the singer went on to be the singer of Brainstorm, a German band that I really really like, and this band Simforce, they sound a lot like Brainstorm. That's a good thing, because I love that band. Okay, so super heavy riffs, very catchy, a lot of great solos and fantastic vocals. Okay, the album that I'm talking about here is Godspeed, which is not their latest album, but it's a very good one that I've been listening to lately. Okay, and then we go over to the U.S. for a band that I had heard only the name, but I never heard anything from them. That's Redemption, another progressive power band, with the album Long Night's Journey into Day from 2018. Okay, prog metal, very melodic, cool use of keyboard, a lot of good keyboard runs and great solos. I love the solos here, and the vocals, clean, clear vocals that are very powerful nonetheless. Okay, so Long Night's Journey into Day, recommended. Now over to England with a similar band to Redemption, which would be a Threshold. The album here is March of Progress from 2012. Also prog metal, great riffs, very melodic, catchy as hell. Likewise, the vocals are the ones that really sell you here on those melodies. Okay, March of Progress, a great album. And the last band I'm going to talk about here is a Victory. Now, this is one of those bands that harkens back to the 80s sound, and there have been quite a few of those lately, kind of retro bands. And it's very easy to fall into kind of like a parody of the 80s, and some of these bands really are a parody. All right. and but not this band I found. And the album's called Gods of Tomorrow from 2021, and this has that 80s feel to it, but with a modern touch, especially a modern production. All right. Um, Heavy riffs, great vocals that are a bit Sammy Hagar-ish, but a lot heavier. Okay, a lot raspier, and but the songwriting, that's where it's all at. Okay, if you don't have the songwriting, then you're just recycling 80s hard rock tropes. And this band is that type of band that really straddles that line between hard rock and heavy metal. Giving you that nice sweet spot. Okay, and just listen to their single, "Love and Hate." I mean, that would have been a hit back in the '80s for sure. Okay, so those are the bands that I've been, discovering and listening to lately. And even though, of course, I'm going to continue to buy physical media, I am going to use much more streaming media to discover new bands. I think that's pretty much the way to do it. Okay, so Conception, uh, great power metal. I mean, excuse me, progressive metal. Though all of these bands, especially, shall we say, uh, well, Conception and Symforce have elements of power metal in them, in a good way. Okay, Conception, Seventh Wonder, Symforce, Redemption, Threshold, and Victory. All recommended bands. You check them out. Thank you very much for watching. Keep rocking.